1954. 1954, I had been working in mostly rural and jungle areas from Johor to Pahang. So I got a bit fed up with jungle conditions already. I asked for a transfer back to Perak, which is my home state. So to my surprise, my application was approved. Somehow my reputation in Kuantan had preceded me to Ipoh. In spite of my junior rank to the other officers, I was given a heavy responsibility of tackling the communists. And it was there also when we first thought of masquerading as the enemy, wearing city uniform and penetrating into the communists. I definitely underwent about 5 of these what we call Q operations in the Special Branch. And in that we penetrated the communist organization as their comrades. So we did quite a lot of that and was quite successful. By that time, most of the communists from the south, from Johor northwards up to Selangor, had already been wiped out by the security forces. Leaving Perak and north, the communists were all killed and defeated down in the south. There was surplus, plenty of material already to go against them. So it was decided to have a Commonwealth operation called Ginger. It was a combined operation of the Commonwealth forces. Usually, you see, the army takes over the whole thing. But when we have an interest in any part of the territory, we just go to the army. And under the ISA, Internal Security Act, there's one section there to enable the special branch to freeze the area for certain projects. So whilst the army was doing operations and we had interest in one project, we go and freeze it. And then we run special branch operations. In the whole country at that time, we differentiate. Say in police, Kedah and police, for example, if any special branch or special operation is mounted, say they are given A. So every other subsequent operation in that area carries the alphabet A as such. So for Perak, you will see all the operations start with J. You see the communists, they operate in fixed areas. So you say area A for 10 armored force, for example. The next one may be 3rd armored force. Next one, 1st armored force. They have specific areas. Like in Ipoh, where the concentration of communists, they have, say, Pulai area, Gunung Rapat area. So what we do is, we want to go into another area, we create a very bad security situation in the area next door. Make that area very bad so that the cities in this area cannot stay there and they have to move out. All disguised as communists go into this new area, contact their contacts. Their contacts are plentiful. Any rubber tapper, any logger is their contact. So we write a letter under the name of this unit and say, we are under great pressure, we cannot stay there for long, can we seek your permission to come in, things like that. So we give it to the rubber tapper. When you see our comrades, can you pass this letter? Every time we create a situation here, we come up with a press release the next morning. Then this group say, hi, the group in trouble again, got shot at by the security forces and so forth. So when they get our letter, they are very sympathetic. 3 weeks later, we go back to the same rubber tapper and waylay him and say, how about it? Did you meet the comrades here? Yeah. Here's a letter for you. Okay already. Cari makan. Because they will tell us where to meet up and all. There was one occasion when the unit we wanted to catch was only a small unit. So we got a doctor to doctor the food that we were going to take in. and we join up with them. We say, hey, we will cook dinner for you tonight. After 1 hour or so, all of them are asleep. And we unload all the weapons, saw off the firing pin by 1 mm. So when they shoot, the bullet doesn't explode. So defuse the hand grenade and then sleep with them. And next morning when they wake up, after breakfast, we thought, hey, we are special branch. All running for the weapons. Hey, no need to do that. I can give you can fire, it's no use. See, couldn't we have killed you last night? We didn't. Then they all come out. So we got a full unit already here. Must have one courier. So we asked the courier. Courier said, yeah. I'll be meeting so and so at that place on what day. So together with him and a few special branch, we go there, the fellow come, clap, we start again next area. Simple as that. There were quite a number of very small pocket operations where we have information and we just go out with a small team of 3 or 4, we ambush, we kill 1 or 2, that's all. So these were not given any names. Just normal operations. But there was one I remember was called Jongket, where we went after the Ipoh Armed Force that was causing a lot of problem for us. In spite of the new village in Gunung Rapat and in Tambun and Kepayang, they were coming in and getting supplies. So I decided if we get rid of this group, then they won't get any more supply. It make it more difficult for the rest of the cities operating around the Ipoh area in general. I worked on the premise that if we send a letter in to the leader, and we send this letter through a dredge worker in Ipoh, in the Kepayang area, on the second month, he sent one of the female city south dressed as civilian and contacted one rubber tapper who passed a letter to us. The city said, yes, on your terms, we would like to meet you. Can you come here to meet us? So we went, 3 of us went, met her, He said, if this was successful, then the leader would like to meet us. So we replied, telling her, go back and tell your boss. It turned out this woman was the wife of the leader. Then we got another message where to meet up in the Gopeng area. So we went there, the Masali, myself, and 2 other inspectors, we went all unarmed. Met them, talk. Actually, when we went in, he already got his people to surround us. He was prepared to play foul. If the talk had not been successful, I think all of us, 5 of us, would have been murdered. But we were so convincing and so forth, gave him security situation around the general area. You see, you lost here, lost there. What are you serving for? Like he made up his mind, okay, I'll go out. So we just took him out like that. When I got them out, that time we didn't have too many safe houses. So I split them up into officers' houses. Hey, you take 2 here, you take 2, you take 1 there. In my house, I took the husband and wife. And my wife was so traumatized, How can you bring them in today? Still so hostile. The last kill operation already. If we get this group, that was the end of all city operations already in the state of Perak. Then we have no job already. So I call it jobless. So what happened was, about 2 weeks before this event took place, we arranged for, using the name of another unit that we had penetrated, we arranged for 3 couriers to come from the final group we were going to hope to capture before they went into South Island. 5 of us went on the operation to get the 3 of them. So the arrangement was to meet them in a blue patch up on the mountain. We waited there until noon, the arrangement. Another half hour later, they still hadn't arrived. So I told the cook, one of our boys, hey, cook the food. So as he was cooking, the 3 came. Half an hour later, they were late by half an hour. They got up the hill. I had my uniform off down to the waist, and that exposed my both tattoo. So I think when they came up the slope, must have had a glance because I quickly pull up the shirt. So I think one of them saw it and got suspicious. So he fired his shotgun, he cocked and fired. But the fellow who was next to him was so fast. He put his thumb between the hammer and the firing pin, and that saved my life. So we took all the 3 back. We didn't treat them badly, no rough anything. But we put them in a room and monitored what they were planning. Eventually, the leader took all in 5 Indians, 3 Chinese. And on the way, into South Island, Indians were plotting how to run away. I think he murdered all 5 of them and went in with the 3. All in, the security forces, I think got 150 over. The 150 over, that ended the communist presence in the whole of Perak and actually ended the first emergency.